Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a bit of a weird video for the channel. In today's episode, we are going to be opening up 300 Protonium crates to see the overall value of all of the crates combined, and then the average value of each individual crate. The reason why I'm doing this is because A, opening crates is a lot of fun, and B, I would like to see how often do you get legendaries, epics, and all of that good stuff from the Protonium crates you purchase from the in-game store. Of course, all of these were purchased from the in-game store, meaning you would get all 8 items as if you were premium, which is always very, very nice. So, because of this, we are going to be splitting the video into 2 sections. The first section will be opening the crates themselves in ×5 speed with some background music going on as to make it a little bit more interesting, and the second half will be me going off, doing a lot of math, coming back, and then seeing how often do you get legendaries, how much is each crate worth on average in terms of robits from recycling and robits from forging, and just random little bits like that to hopefully make it a little bit more clear if purchasing the crates from the store is worth it for you, because at the moment, with all the random values and random natures of the crates, it does seem a little bit murky if people really want to purchase them or not, so hopefully I will help sway you one way or the other. So with that, there should be an annotation and probably image if you want to skip ahead to the second section when I do the math, or if you would like to just watch all of it and continue with the crate opening, just stick around and I will see you afterwards.
Jack it up.
Well, there we have it. Now, sadly, we didn't get many legendaries from the 300 crates, which really does highlight one of the issues with having an RNG-based system that you have to pay for. Of course, the opposite could have been true. We may have got 10 plus legendaries. A friend of mine recently got 5 legendary drops in only 10 crates. So it can certainly happen, but in this case, we were pretty unlucky. But thankfully, in the epic slot, we did get 5 flak weapons, which means that definitely upped the cost of the crates significantly, as each one of those is, I think, 70,000 robits or something very similar. I should really know that, considering I've just spent the last hour looking at numbers. So, as we can see, in terms of total items, we had 1,566 drops in the uncommon slot, we had 721 in the rare slot, and we had 110 from the epic. Now, sadly, we did, like I say, only get 3 legendaries. Although we did end up with 4 thrusters, this was because the thrusters always drop in doubles. I think the same can be said for the wheels and perhaps another legendary item, but I'm not too sure, and they have been taken into account. For instance, in the rare slot, you can get more than 1 rod from a single drop, but we are counting that as a single drop because it is a single slot. So let's have a quick look-see at the stats then. On average, per Protonium crate, from my opening, of course, your mileage can very well vary, it's all RNG based, I got an average of 5.2 uncommons in every crate, 2.4 rares, 1/3 of the crates would contain an epic, well, just over 1/3 would contain an epic, and 1 in 100 would contain a legendary. Certainly not the most impressive, but at least it's somewhat realistic. Now, ignoring the obvious jump cut there, because once again I had a minor coughing fit, let's have a look at the recycling numbers and the forge numbers for each of the crates, and most importantly, the averages. As we can see, the uncommon has an amazing ratio between its recycling and forge cost, and this is because of the amount of cosmetics we got. They have the worst ratio of how much you have to pay for them, and how much you can get back from them if you're given them via a crate, only being given a few hundred Robits for a uncommon, let's say, flag or any other cosmetic, but having to pay, I think it's 4,000 per uncommon cosmetic. It's something like that, which has skewed the results massively. The same can be said for the rare items, and honestly, all of them have quite a bad ratio because the forging is a little bit unforgiving. That's being quite kind. Now, for the totals, in recycling, we have 1,419,188 Robits. That's the total I got back if I were to recycle every single item I was given. If I were to purchase every single item, that would cost me 6,574,854, which is a lot of Robits indeed, which leads us to the most important stat, the per crate average. Every crate gave me 4,730 Robits with a little decimal after it, and for forging, again, if I wished to purchase every single item, it would average cost me 21,000, which isn't exactly a little, but honestly I expected a little bit more in terms of value considering it's 8 slots. But there we are, that was my mileage, and hopefully this will stand as a bit of a stat distribution for anyone looking into it, how rare certain items are, and it may influence people to either purchase crates thinking that this is good enough for your money, or perhaps stay away thinking it's not a good way to get the items you exactly want. Although I did manage to get several flak weapons, so that's pretty cool anyway. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Now, before we go, I would like to say though, with these numbers, I did take a bit of a liberty grouping some items together to make it a lot faster to kind of sort everything out, and that means there may be a little bit of inaccuracy. I'm going to say between 5 and 10%, because items don't seem to follow rules when it comes to the recycling and forging of specific items in Robocraft. Someone else who looked at the exact same items I did came to a very close figure, but was actually 100 off the average recycle value, making it 100 less than I'm currently showing. So a bit of a disclaimer at the end of the video there. Maybe it should have gone at the start. Either way, it's not too important, just wanted to be honest. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.